right, welcome to Thaler, where tonight the Whitehawks will be hosting the Wayzata Trojans in a Bantam matchup. District 3 teams collide. Whitehawks have Max, Wolke, and net, both of the normal goalies out with sickness. Max filling in for the team. We've got Piaski back. We've got Zilka back on the ice in the first time for a bunch of games. So here we go. Off the draw, it's Koski. He's out with Milady and S. Milady circles. He'll go back into the Whitehawk zone. He'll take a stretch pass up to McGovern. That's tipped in. That's going to be icing, though, as it was on the wrong side of the red line, and the faceoff will come down into the Whitehawk end. It's McGovern and Beal. First shot of the game on Wolke. Save. And the faceoff will happen again to the left of the Whitehawk goalie. Trying to figure out which source is better, Wi-Fi or cellular, and it turns out both are bad here at Thaler. And so we'll do what we can. Off the faceoff, puck comes loose, top of the circle, loose in front of the goal now. Poked away by Wolke. Beal with it, he taps it up to Milady. He takes a bump, back to Beal. He gets it free from the zone, but Wayzata collects, and here they come through the neutral zone. Good stick by X. S forces that down into the Wayzata end, and the Whitehawks will change. This pairing will be Renke out with Zilka and Shoulders. Stretch pass by Wayzata through the neutral zone. Now pushed down behind the Whitehawk net. Brown sticks it to the near wall. Zilka there. Gets it to Shoulders. Here he comes with some open ice. Into the Wayzata zone, around the defender. Sends one off the side of the net. Recollects it. Now gets a pass across the ice to Brown. Brown from the point pushes it deep. Shoulders onto the bench. And son of a gun, it looks like we've broken another stick. That's terrible news for the Childers family this Christmas season. Koski back out now. Gets it to Brown. Brown's shot. Swallowed up there by the Wayzata goalie, and we'll have a face-off in the Wayzata end. Face-off. Westonka holds the zone. Wesley takes a shot. That goes wide. Brown will pinch. He misses. And now it's Wayzata back the other way. They try a stretch pass. That's a bit long. Piaski there to cut it off, and Wolke just covers. And we'll do a face-off here in the Westonka end. It'll be Childers out now with S and Milady. Off the draw. Puck eventually comes free to Beal. He'll take it behind the Whitehawk net. Little miscommunication there. Milady had peeled off. Now Childers ties up his man, comes up the near side wall. Shot. Wolke sends it to the corner. McGovern there, gets a stick on it. Scrum along the boards, Shoulders over to support, along with McGovern and S. It squirts free, and Shoulders eventually will take it from behind the Whitehawk net. Gets to Milady. He chips it up the ice. Shoulders tried to chip it to himself. Good play there by the Wayzata defender. Milady able to send it into the zone, though. Shoulders gets it back to him. Milady circles. That comes out of the zone. It's picked up there by S, whose pass goes off a Westonka boot. Now Beal from behind his own net again. Milady now with it. He'll come out. He's got some open ice. He makes a nice move. He's got McGovern up the near side. McGovern's going to tip it back to Milady. He eventually turns it over, and now Wayzata comes back the other way. Into the Whitehawk zone. Shot wide. Behind the Whitehawk net. Brown first to it. Takes a poke. Wayzata possesses. Now to Renke. He tries to work it up the far side wall. Wayzata with it. Good stick there by Brown to poke that free. And into the Wayzata end. Koski hard on the forecheck. Takes his man down. Renke there now. Puck out in front. Zoka can't find it. Piaski just going to backhand it down to the corner. Koski again with it. Works it up the wall. Now Renke with the turnover. He gets a shot toward the net, but it doesn't make it. It's deflected on its way. Koski again, good forecheck. Renke can't collect. And now Wesley tries to hold, and Wayzata just going to send that out of the zone. That should be icing, and it will be. And the Whitehawks will get a change, and the puck will come down into the Wayzata end. Shoulders will take the draw. He's out with Wesley and Lundgren. Wins that back to Brown. Brown shot. Made it through, but hit the side of the net. Wayzata in the corner. Now picked up by Lundgren. He loses possession. Out of the zone. Brown able to flip it back in with the backhand. Wayzata carries. Sends it cross ice. Piaski's there to hold momentarily. Shoulders gets a stick on it. Now it's a one-on-one. Brown back. Gets beat. Shot. Walkie save. Puck into the corner. Now dropped off for the Wayzata forward. They work around the net. Try to reverse course. Shoulders going to get there. Ties up two men. Brown has the puck. He'll come off the wall. Out of the zone. Now Lundgren able to get a stick on it and send it into the zone. Whitehawks will change. Lundgren sends it around to the far side wall. And now out of the zone. McGovern will come cross ice to Beal. He'll take some open ice. Drops it for Koski. Now takes it back. Koski with possession for a moment, then has it sticked away. And now Wayzata out of the zone. Good stick there by McGovern to break that up in the neutral zone. Koski tried to flip it forward from Milady, too far. The Wayzata player missed possession though. Milady's shot goes off the Wayzata defender. Great play by Koski there to break up that odd man rush. Wayzata defender goes down. Koski with some room, and he misses wide. Now Milady and Koski on the forecheck. Wayzata comes free. It's a 3-on-2 if they hustle. Into the zone, Beal, good stick. Sends it into the corner. Now works his man against the board, pokes it free. Milady to it. He'll come out of the zone. Tries to toe drag at center ice. Able to push the puck into the Wayzata end, but no further. And now a turnover again in the neutral zone by Wayzata. Milady with it. He'll head into the zone with Renke. Cuts to the slot, takes a shot. Hits the goalie square in the glove. And the faceoff will happen to the right of the goalie in the Wayzata defensive end. Whitehawks out now with Shoulders, Renke, and Zoka. Pre-Zoka's injury, this line had been pretty efficient for the Whitehawks. We'll see if they can regain it here after a long absence. Renke's backhand goes wide, Shoulders to it. He'll skate through some traffic. Repossesses it. Gets a stick on it. Now Wayzata pops free into the zone. Good job there by Brown to break that up. Piaski with it. Up the wall. Zilka can't quite get there. Whitehawks able to eventually force it free, and it's out to center ice. Wayzata sends it right back in. They will be the first to get there. Good bump there by Brown. Shoulders over to support. Brown fishes it out of the corner, sends it far side. Oh, off a defender, off a skate. Shot, Wolke save. Childers with it. He's going to lift it out of the zone. It's handed down by the Wayzata defender. They're going to get whistled for a hand pass, and the face-off will happen, I believe, just outside. Nope, it'll be at center ice. So shots on goal so far, 2 for the home team, 3 for the visitors. Koski out with Wesley and Lundgren. Beal goes cross ice to McGovern. Lundgren in. His shot deflects into the corner from the blue line. Koski hard on the forecheck along with Wesley. Wesley right in front of the net. Now it finds Lundgren's stick. And he's able to beat the goalie, 1-0 Whitehawks. So Quinn, Wesley able to kind of fight through traffic. Got the puck to open ice. It found Lundgren's forehand, and he just beat the goalie right along the ice. 5-hole, 1-0 Whitehawks. That same group will stay out for the face-off. Koski. Eventually back to Beal. Now a battle along the boards. Wayzata eventually able to force it into the Whitehawk end. McGovern will pick that up with some speed. He'll come off the wall. Lundgren can't handle it cleanly, but enough to get it out of the zone, and now it's at neutral ice. Teams change possession. Now here comes Wayzata with some speed in. Beal with the initial shot breakup, pins his man against the wall. Wayzata back to the point. They'll send it behind the Whitehawk net. McGovern there. Puck in his skates. Koski down to support. Now back out to the point. Shot comes in. Wolke swallows that one up. And the faceoff will happen to the Whitehawk end. Whitehawks will change. It'll be Childers out now with S and Milady. And it'll be Brown and Piaski, the defensive pair. Childers off the draw. Controlled by Wayzata. Shot. Wolke able to get big and make that save. Now it's turned over. Piaski tried to chip it free, but it gets deflected into the Whitehawk bench. And the faceoff will happen. Lost the stream there for a second with the wonderful Wi-Fi here at Thaler. Now Brown goes down on the boards. Wayzata still in possession. Tried to make a move to the middle. Childers able to get a stick on it. Now S pokes it free out to the neutral zone. Milady, we're going to work on the forecheck. Now Childers forces a turnaround. Renke able to get it into the zone to Milady. He's got a shot on the forehand. And it beats the goalie glove side. 2-0 Whitehawks. Childers poked it to Renke, who fought through some traffic. Able to get it to Milady, who got his forehand free in the slot. And beats the goalie glove side 2-0. Good guys. 5:40 left here in the first half. Sorry, we're not playing football. First period. And on 4 shots, the Whitehawks have 2 goals. It's Koski out now with Zilka and Renke. Beal off the faceoff win, goes cross ice to McGovern. He'll send it in from just inside the red line. Zilka first to it. He gets pinned against the boards, but Koski down to support. Zilka and Koski behind the Wayzata net, pokes it free, but not where Renke had camped out. Here comes Wayzata back the other way. Beal forces his man wide, then McGovern pokes the puck away. It'll be picked up by Koski and carried with some room. He'll come through the neutral zone into the Wayzata end. He'll take a shot. Rebound is loose. He'll take a poke at it. Eventually covered up by the goalie, and the face-off will happen in the Wayzata end. 5:03 left here in the first. 2-0 Whitehawks. Childers will take the draw. He's out with Lundgren and Wesley. Beal and McGovern, the defensive pair. Looks like there might be an equipment issue. Wayzata's going to switch goalies here as the coach runs around the boards. I'm assuming headed to the locker room. So a new goalie, fresh off the bench for the Trojans, and the face-off here in their end. Childers wins it back to Beal. Beal shot goes wide. McGovern able to pinch, hold initially. Now chipped out, or chipped up. Childers able to turn that over. Gets it to Wesley. It's one-timer on goal, but saved by the goalie. Childers shot wide. It's going to make it all the way back to McGovern, though. This pass deflects off a Trojan and down into the corner. Now controlled there by Lundgren. Poked. Sent to the net. Wesley got a poke at it. A couple of saves. And now Wayzata just going to fire it into their own bench. And we'll have a face-off. Should be down in the Wayzata end. Right in front of the goalie. And it will be. It'll be Koski out with S and Milady with Brown and Piaski, their offensive pair. Off the draw, controlled by Wayzata. They'll go behind their own net. Pass to the wing on the boards, and now out they come. Tied up in the neutral zone by Milady. Brown from the Whitehawk end. He goes behind the Whitehawk net. That's too far for Piaski. Held at the point, sent in, deflected in front of the net. Wide. And now Wayzata will go to work near side. Out to the point. Shot. Deflected again in front of the goal. That one goes just high. Looks like we might have had the net come off its moorings, and so face-off will occur once we get that reset. Wayzata goalie is able to get something straightened out there, and the starting goalie back in net after a quick equipment fix. Trojans. Shot goes off the crossbar, deflects out, now it's along the ice. Brown collects it in front. He sends it out. That is not going to make it all the way down. Whitehawks going to work on the forecheck momentarily. Wayzata able to break that out pretty good. Made it forced a turnover at center ice. Now Milady in. One too many toe drags, and it's sticked away by the Trojans as the Whitehawks changed. Now the Trojans through center ice with some speed. Shot, saved by Wilkie, covered. And the faceoff will be in the Whitehawk end. Looks like to the left side of Wilkie. So Wilkie, in his first action in Bantam A, has faced 8 shots and have stopped them all. Good start here for him as a Bantam A goalie. Now Childers and Zoka work to break it up. Wayzata able to hold it into the Whitehawk end. Childers takes a bump after moving it far side. Renke not able to get it clear. Now the pass comes near side. Tried to get it back into the slot. The Whitehawks able to break that up with sticks. And now Zilka with a head of steam gets called for a high stick. And the puck is going to come all the way down. You can watch that yourself on video, folks, and you make the call. Didn't look like he got above his shoulders from here. But the Zebras thought otherwise. So it'll be a face-off now again. Whitehawk end. Childers will take it. Wins that to Beal. Beal now into the corner. Childers holds, puts it to Zoka. Off his skates and out. So icing is not going to be called. And Zoka, or Renke, hard on the forecheck. Tries to get that out in front of the Trojan net unsuccessfully. The Whitehawk Cavalry off the bench now. Wesley and Koski in. Koski holds. He works on the near side boards. Tries to get clear, can't. Beal able to step up and hold momentarily. And now Wesley in the neutral zone goes to McGovern. Off of Wayzata stick and in. Wesley, hard on the forecheck, going to take a penalty there. So the Whitehawks will go on the penalty kill. And Wesley will head to the bench for what I'm assuming is interference, and correct. So Whitehawks on the penalty kill for the first time tonight. Wesley will head to the box for 2. And it will be Koski and Lundgren with Brown and Piaski to take the first shift of the penalty kill. This should last for the remainder, or most of the remainder of the first period. Whitehawks go off the glass, almost out, all the way to the blue line, but held by the Wayzata defender. Works it to the man in the slot, and it's 2-1 on the power play goal there by the Trojans. It didn't take them long, 10 seconds to tie it up. Whitehawks lost the man in the slot, a good pass in. Had the forehand and the whole net to work with and was able to beat Wilkie. It'll be Childers now out with Milady and S. Childers wins the draw, back to Brown. He has to go all the way back to get it, held at the blue line. Now Childers with it. He turns it over, now Wayzata back in, shot. Sent to the corner by Wolke. From behind the net. Good sticks there by the Whitehawks. Brown in, bumps his man. Childers sends it all the way across, far side. Now pass right out to the middle again. Man on the back door. Not able to score. Childers will bury him into the net. Score will say 2-1. A little bit gamey there by the Whitehawks, though. A couple of opportunities to get it out, unsuccessful. And if the Wayzata wing had been able to find the puck on his stick, it would be 2-2. Shot in, deflects off of Brown in front. Childers backhands it. Gets that to S. S comes all the way out to Milady. A little bit of a breakout here for the Whitehawks. Quickly tied up by the Trojans. Brown with it, sends one in. S able to deflect in front of the net, goes just wide. And now Wayzata comes out. Cross ice, Brown, he'll go off the wall to Milady. Milady with Koski coming down the middle. Gets turned over, Koski able to hold for the moment. Now Renke over to support. Scrummel on the boards, Koski and Renke. Eventually comes free, Beal able to turn it right back in though. Koski bump, gets it to Renke behind the net. He takes a check. Now comes free with it. Tries to get to Zilk in front, can't. Piaski though, from the point, that's deflected on its way, doesn't make it to the goalie. And now here comes Wayzata out of the zone back the other way. That pass too long. Beal able to reconnect right with Koski. He's got Renke. Just a little bit too far on the pass from Koski to Renke. That would have been an A+ opportunity. Renke tried to get into Zilk on the back end. Unsuccessful, but we're going to have a penalty on the Trojans for a cross check. And that'll put your Whitehawks on a power play for the first time with 5.7 seconds left here in the first period. Whitehawks will leave the current group on the ice here for the remainder of the first period. And then we'll see what they do at the start of the second. Off the draw. Wayzata able to control and send it all the way out. That should. Oh, we're going to get an icing. Home clock operator. That should have ended a little bit quicker. It did not. Wow, drop the puck with 2 seconds, 1 second, no seconds. And the Whitehawks will start the third period on the power play with a 1:57-ish left on the Wayzata penalty. We'll be back with you after the break for the start of the second period. Decent opportunities for both teams in that first period. Whitehawks had both their goals in 5-on-5 hockey. Took a power play for Wayzata to get one on the board. 10 shots in their favor to 8 for the Whitehawks. Whitehawks will start the second period, on the power play. It'll be Childers out with Renke and Koski, Milady at D, and Piaski. Oh, sorry, they're going to flip back. It'll be Childers at D with Piaski. Milady and Renke at the wing with Koski centering the group. 5-on-4 here for 1:54. Start of the second period. Koski off the draw. It's controlled by Wayzata. They go back. Now come cross ice. That doesn't connect. Renke in on the forecheck with Milady. Turned over right in front. Koski can't quite get it to the forehand though. And the puck goes off the goalie into the corner. Now out to the point for Piaski. He'll go down low to Renke. Renke back to Milady. Milady. He'll work it cross ice to Childers. He'll drop it back for Milady. He works into the spot. He'll drop it off for Childers. He'll come back to Piaski. Good puck movement here by the Whitehawks. Shot eventually on the net. And I think that was a pretty clear view for the goalie. We didn't have a good screen. So the Whitehawks will keep that same power play group up. Trojans will switch. 1:15 left on the power play. Good puck movement there by the Whitehawks. Still looking for an opportunity. Renke will take this draw. He wins that. It's Milady. He'll drop it for Piaski. He'll walk it in. He'll drop it down for Renke. He'll try to backhand into the slot. Well, he's not able to get a stick on that. Back to Milady. Off the boards, Renke. He'll drop it for Piaski. His pass intercepted, trying to get it to Childers. And Wayzata, too long on that pass, ices it, and it'll be a face-off back down on the Wayzata end. Had a man pop 3 off that errant pass by Milady, but the stretch pass missed by a country mile. And it resulted in icing and another attempt here for the Whitehawks in the Wayzata end. Off the face-off, Wayzata able to get a stick on it initially. They'll send it far side. It's a race to the puck. Childers does a good job getting there. Uses his skate. Chops it free to open ice. Milady's going to just exit the zone. Piaski with it. He comes off the wall to Renke, who turns it over. Childers able to break that up. Now it's loose. Whitehawks have something here if they can't get organized. And the puck into the Whitehawk end. Shot on goal, turned away by Wolke. Piaski gonna hit the brakes, he'll go back far side. That pass directly off a Trojan defender. Koski and Renke do some good work in the defensive end to tie up defenders and keep the puck held. Piaski can't pinch. Puck comes loose, it'll be Childers with it. He'll go off the far side wall. That'll be intercepted by the Trojans. Into the zone they come. Dodges the shoulder check there by Childers, but enough to break it up. And behind the Whitehawk net, penalty expired. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Childers will get in the corner, pinned against the wall. Good pass there by the Trojans, can't execute. And now out of the zone, it's going to be Lundgren in a foot race. Can't quite hold the zone. Now Wesley does some work outside the blue line. Gets it free to Lundgren, who pokes it back to Wesley, who sends it into the zone. Good pressure by Lundgren and Wesley. Now Beal steps in, holds the zone, and Lundgren able to eventually fire it behind the Trojan net. Now S goes to work. 2 Wayzata defenders take the puck away from him, and now they'll come from behind their own net. Bumped again by S, held. Lundgren in, Wesley with a check. Beal pinches but can't quite hold, and here comes Wayzata. 1-on-1 into the zone. Shot that doesn't come close to hitting the net. And Lundgren from behind will take it for the Whitehawks. He just fires one out to center ice. It's gloved down by the Trojans and immediately sticked into the Whitehawks zone. Now McGovern able to get the pass to Renke. He can't control it. And the two teams just exchange possession here in the neutral zone before Wayzata eventually sends it down into the Whitehawk end. McGovern sidestep there by the Whitehawk, or by the Trojan wing. They control. Top of the circles. Now good stick there by Renke to poke it free. Going to force the Trojans to regroup in their own end. Good break up by Koski. Got a whistle, not sure what it's for. it was a hand pass or what happened there, but we come to center ice for a face-off. Koski and Renke comes to Brown. Brown hits the red line and fires it in. The Whitehawks going to work on the forecheck. Koski down quickly. Now the Trojans able to hit a pass. Brown intercepts that, sends it back to Renke. Renke tries to fire it in. It's held by the Trojan defender. Now the Trojans work their way back and out the other side, and they'll fire from the red line into the Whitehawk end. Brown around the boards. Can't quite get to it. Bumps his man off the puck. Koski. We misplayed that a little bit. Allowed the attempted pass out in front. Whitehawks able to break it up. Renke tied up right outside the Whitehawks blue line, and here come the Trojans right back in. Miss on the stick handle, and Koski eventually broke it up. Now from the slot, shot, Wilkie save. That shot goes off the crossbar and out from the deep angle. Zilka can't quite get there to poke it free. And Wayzata still with it in the Whitehawk end. Puck still loose behind the Whitehawk net. Now Wilkie able to cover it up. And the Whitehawks going to get a much needed change. Childers with Mullady and S. McGovern and Beal. Beal tries to send it out to the point, held by the Wayzata defender. Sent back in, Beal behind his own net. That's intercepted. Good read there by the Wayzata center to read that and intercept that pass. Now Childers behind the net, tied up. Beal ties his man up. Childers comes free with it eventually. It finds the Wayzata stick down in front of the net again. Wilkie sticks it free. The Whitehawks need to get this thing out of the zone in a bad way. McGovern can't get it clear. The Whitehawks still on defense now, scrambling. Puck in front, puck loose, puck free, and Whitehawks allowed the goal. If you've watched enough games, you've seen that story almost every time the Whitehawks allow a goal. Multiple opportunities to get it out, unsuccessful in doing so, and it eventually turns into a goal for the other team. 2-2, 9:28 left in the second. Getting tired of watching the same show every game. Koski out with Wesley and Lundgren. Off the face-off. McGovern able to poke it free to Lundgren. He's unable to get it into the Wayzata zone. Now sent in by McGovern. Wesley on the forecheck. Lundgren down, able to get to the puck first. Sends it past Wesley, now controlled by Wayzata. Wayzata able to beat the forecheck and out of the zone. McGovern can't control it, and it's going to go all the way into the Whitehawk end. It'll rim it around. Beal can't control. And that just hopped the blue line. Offsides on the Trojans, so it'll be a face-off outside the Whitehawks blue line. Trojans with better pressure this period than they had in the first. And the Whitehawks in a little bit of a scramble mode here currently. Off the face-off, it comes into the zone. Beal takes a couple of pokes at it, can't control. And Wayzata eventually forces one wide of the net. Now to the point, shot in. Wilkie saw that one the whole way. Got the glove up and had that held. We'll have a face-off in the Whitehawk end. Whitehawks will change. It's Childers out now with Renke and Zilka. Wayzata wins the face-off, out to the point, sent near side. Controlled there initially, but Piaski and Childers eventually knock him off the puck. Far side now sent out in front, puck loose. Childers able to deflect that one before it gets to the goalie. Now up the wall to Renke. Doesn't get there in time, and Wayzata able to kind of hold the zone. And it's eventually stick loose, and now Zilka free into the Wayzata zone. Oh, in his first game back, can't find the controls. unable to score, but keeps it in the zone, and now Westonka goes to work on offense for the first time in a little while. Zilka able to break that up, sends one across. Goalie able to get a stick on it, send it near side. Wayzata trying to take the lid off with two players. Now out of the zone come the Trojans. Get it to the blue line. Tries to work on Brown. Good job there by Brown to break that up. Shoulders comes out. It hops Zilka's stick. And now Renke on the chase in the Trojan end. Trojans able to get it out of the zone and now have some speed coming in. Shot. Wilkie save. Milady with it. Now the Whitehawks with some speed the other way. Tries to find Koski. Does. He's in on the goalie. Had a man leaning on his back. Broken up. McGovern off the bench. A little bit discombobulated. Can't steal the puck. Was that into the zone? Off of Beal's stick. Eventually controlled. With it behind the net. They send it out in front. Poked there by who's that? Milady, it looks like. He's going to bring it into the zone. Makes a move, then gets broken up. Has pins his man in the corner. McGovern, good job of getting down low and holding that puck. Beal comes flying in from center ice to hold. Now Milady with it. Tries to stick handle again unsuccessfully. Koski now. Both turned over by the same Wayzata defender in the same 6 feet of ice, and now McGovern in, gets to Koski. Shot wide. Lundgren to Wesley, back to Lundgren. In front of the net, Lundgren takes a poke. Wesley takes a poke. Puck's still loose. Now goes into the corner far side. Lundgren able to get there, takes a bump. Koski down. Possesses initially, and now Wayzata with it. They're just going to fire it. We'll try to fire out of the zone. Wesley got in front of it. McGovern sends it well wide of the net. Now up the far side. Held there, sent in, reaches the goalie. He turns that into the corner. Wesley still working hard on the forecheck. Tries to get out in front and hits the side of the net. Now Childers off the bench. He'll come out. He'll get it back to Piaski. Piaski will walk it in. Now cross the ice to McGovern. McGovern in front. Loose. Childers shot. Sent off the side of the net. And now we got a whistle as the Wayzata goal came off its moorings. Better pressure here by the Whitehawks in the last couple of minutes. A few opportunities in the offensive end. 5:26 left here in the second period. Both teams at full strength. The Whitehawks with Childers, Lundgren, and Wesley out with Brown and Piaski. The defensive pair. Childers wins that back to Piaski. His shot wide. Childers will get there. Tries to send it out in front. Wesley couldn't find it. Now Wayzata tries to work their way out. Wesley just runs his man over and holds it into the zone initially. Now it's out and free. Too far. Piaski will go off the wall. Lundgren's going to chip it free. Wesley can't quite find it. And Wayzata just going to have to throw it to open ice. Brown's going to try to go off the wall. Good stick there by Wayzata. Back to Brown. Brown across the ice to Piaski. All they can do with it is throw it to open ice far side. Now Wayzata works their way back from the blue line. Into the Whitehawk zone too far. Childers will collect that. He'll go off the wall for Wesley. Wesley will chip it free for Lundgren. Lundgren takes a hard turn at the blue line. He'll come in. He'll send one down behind the Wayzata net. Well, the Whitehawks get a change. Piaski will hold the zone. He'll go back. Down low, Childers there. Now Wayzata with it. Brown comes up, big hit, able to hold. Renke go on the chase behind the Wayzata net. He's got it to Zilka in the slot. Shot. Saved there by the Wayzata goalie. Renke still holds. He's got it to Zilka. Zilka comes cross ice to McGovern. He walks it in. Shot. Hit the bottom of the Trojan goalie glove, but he was able to pull it down into the belly and hold it. And we'll have a face-off here in the Wayzata end. 4:02 left. Shots 14 for the Whitehawks, 15 for the Trojans. Koski down with Milady and S. Off the face-off, into the skates of the referee. Now it squirts free. Milady will come back to McGovern. His shot along the ice, deflected by Koski, just wide. Down set by S. Koski in front. Puck loose and chipped that. Goalie eventually able to get a glove down on it. And we'll have a face-off again in the Wayzata end. My apologies. When Wayzata and Westonka play, it's like when Flum has to decide if it's Lundgren or McGovern. And we're not doing very well. Off the face-off to McGovern. He'll go cross ice to Beal. Beal rips one. Ooh! That kissed iron. And it comes to the stick of the Trojans. Now they try to work their way out. Koski turns him over. And now Wayzata able just to force it down into the Wayzata end. McGovern took a wrong angle, and now Wayzata with it behind the Whitehawk net. Koski into support. Gets that to Milady. Milady with a little bit of time and space. Able to chip it at least to open ice at center. And now Wayzata works their way down near side. Shot from the point, turned away. McGovern will go off the wall, off the boards. Milady can't get there quite in time, but Beal finds it. He's got some ice to use. He'll go up the far side. Could have been an interference penalty. They don't call it. Now Koski with it at the blue line. He's going to feather it in. As Wesley comes off the bench for the Whitehawks, and they get a full sail change. Now the Trojans through center ice. Eventually finds the stick of Childers, and he's just going to reorganize behind the Whitehawk net. Now he'll come loose, or free. He'll go far side. Now he loops back, loses an edge, able to poke it to Brown. Brown off the wall to Lundgren, able to poke it free. And now it's a race into the Trojan end. Icing waved off. Quinn on the forecheck. Turns his man over. It hits Lundgren. Lundgren and Quinn unable to come together and get a shot off on that puck that was loose. Now Wayzata end. Shot. Saved by Wolke. Into the slot. Behind the Whitehawk net. Koski with it. Wesley able to chip it free. Lundgren took a poke. Wesley took a poke. And Wayzata eventually able to feather it in to the corner. Koski collects it there, though. He'll go off the wall to Wesley. Wesley tried to go off the wall. It was held by the Wayzata defender. Now out. And Wayzata just going to send that in. It's going to be, I would hope, an intentional offsides. And instead of face-off, yep, it'll be a face-off just outside the Wayzata end. .140. Koski with Zilka and Renke. Off the draw, Renke. Controls. Forces in, Koski. Picks it up. Bumped along the boards almost immediately. Zilka comes in. Takes a couple pokes at it. Whitehawks able to hold it. At least initially, as both teams poke. Now Brown comes in from the defensive end and pokes it. It goes down behind the Trojan goal, but they're able to collect it. And now they work to get organized. Renke, good pressure, able to turn his man over. And he's bumped off the wall. Zilke to support. He comes free with it. Now it's off to Piaski. He takes a shot. Renke deflects. Brown able to hold the zone initially, but it goes to a Trojan stick. And now here they come 2-on-1 into the zone. Shot. Good job there by Piaski. Just to get his big body in front of it and block that. Now Zilka up the far side wall. He'll flip it in from the red line as the Whitehawks go for a change. Trojans have a man out extended. Beal says no thanks on that. Turns that away almost immediately. That pass to no one. Picked up now by McGovern. He'll try to come out to S. Hops around, eventually controlled out to Milady. Milady into the zone. He has to take a hard turn at the blue line, and the Whitehawks have to come out. Now Milady dances, sends one to S. That hops his stick. And the Trojans with it. They control in their own end. Childers, Milady. And S go to work. That'll end it. 2-2. End of the second period. We'll be back with you after the resurface. All right, we are back for the start of the third period. It'll be Koski with Milady and S off the draw. Whitehawks initially controlled, now Wayzata pokes it. Teams exchange in the neutral zone, now Wayzata into the zone. Nifty move there, gets in front of the net. Initial save, now loose. S just fires that one down the ice. That's going to be icing, but not a bad play there, as Wayzata had some good initial pressure off of the first drop here in the third period. Koski again, won by Wayzata. Nice move, beats McGovern, sends it out in front of the net, loose. Milady able to get a stick at it, now S. Unable to get it clear, Whitehawks still unable to get it free. McGovern now pokes it to the far side. He's just going to chip it out. That's going to be another icing whistle on the Whitehawks. Might be time for a change, and it is. We'll give another group a chance to see if they do a better job of getting it out of the zone here after some good initial pressure in the first 30 seconds of the third period by the Trojans. Look at shoulders with Renke and Zoka. Shoulders wins it back to Brown. Turned over almost immediately to the Trojans. Now Shoulders with it. Looks like a turn. He'll go to Renke up the near side boards. Renke comes across, icy Zoka. Able to connect. He hits Shoulders. Into the zone go the Whitehawks. Trojans just throw that off the board to release pressure. It'll be picked up by Brown. They'll go cross ice. Renke. He hits Zoka. He chips it in. But the Whitehawks can't control. Renke able to send it in from the point. And it's now behind the Trojan net. Whitehawks are going to work on the forecheck. Renke breaks up that initial pass. Zoka will head in. Another incomplete pass, but Piaski's tossed. Intercepted by the Trojans. And then as he holds for Zoka, the puck comes free. Piaski from Brown. He's just going to backhand it in. Wesley, hot off the bench on the forecheck, gets there first. Takes on 3 Trojans. Not successfully, not surprisingly, and now into the Whitehawk end. Good sticks there by the Whitehawks to break up that zone entry. Beal with it. Wesley able to get it to Beal, and now it's out. From center ice, Trojans. Broken up by Wesley, but recollected by the Trojans. Now bumped at center ice and feathered in. Sent right back out with Lundgren with the jump. Goalie comes out, flex it up and over the net. Dangerous play there, but it's successful. Koski now with it behind the net. Lundgren gets taken out in front, or Wesley, excuse me. Lundgren with it, puck behind him. He wasn't able to find it, now Wayzata with it. Back out the other way. Beal turns that away, and this is pushed behind the Whitehawk net. Sent along the boards. Unsuccessful clear. Now with sticks. Lundgren able to poke it free, and he's going to win the foot race here, initially at least. And then he's taken down later by a Trojan defender. Into the zone it goes. Milady there. He's got Shoulders trailing. Puck comes free. Shoulders into sport. Pokes it free to Milady. He'll come free with it. Eventually sends it out to the point for Piaski. He fires one in. Shoulders, or S, I'm sorry, deflects it. Out Shoulders from behind the net. Sends one right out in front. Gets through 3 Whitehawk sticks and out. Brown to Piaski. Piaski's attempted zone entry goes off the skate and into the Trojan bench. Faceoff will be just outside the Trojan zone. It'll be Shoulders with Milady and S. Wayzata controls off the draw. That has been a factor in tonight's game. Whitehawks normally strong in the dot. Have not won as many faceoffs tonight. That's led to more work to create possession. Piaski with it. Now he's got Whitehawks with him. Decides to take the shot from above the circles. It's easily turned away. And now Wayzata comes free with it. Up the near side wall. Dances past Piaski. Shot saved by Wolke. Nice save there on a breakaway. Piaski can't handle it. It's too long for Milady on the breakout pass. And now here come the Trojans back the other way again. Childers cuts that off. And he'll eventually force up the wall to Renke. Renke can't play it clean. And his pass, cross ice, intercepted. Trojans have to clear the zone. And all they can do is throw it in. Koski to Milady, Koski to Renke, just chips it up. Wayzata throws it back in, and it's offsides. It'll be intentional, so face off at center ice. Whitehawks been on their heels for the first 4.5 minutes here. Koski off the dot, comes free now to Renke. He's turned away, back to McGovern. He'll go cross ice to Beal. Beal's pass up the ice, interfered with by a Trojan stick. Now Renke with it, shot. Good shot there. A goalie able to get the blocker over and send it behind the net. Now Wayzata goes cross ice, they can't connect. It's a foot race to the puck, McGovern wins. He's able to toss it free of the zone, Renke with it. He tries to come cross ice to Zilka. And they can't connect, so Zilka just sends it in. Koski goes to work on the forecheck, with Lundgren and Wesley come off the bench for the Whitehawks. Wesley got a boot on it at the blue line, but can't hold the zone, and now Wayzata goes to work on their way out. Wesley with a good stick, breaks that up right at the blue line, and then goes to work immediately on the forecheck. Wayzata, that pass just hopped over Lundgren's stick. That's going to be icing, though. And the Whitehawks will get a face-off in front of the Trojan goalie. Good job there by Wesley. Good hustle, just working from man to man, creating havoc, and eventually the Trojans just had to throw it up the ice. It'll be Childers to take the draw out with Wesley and Lundgren. Goes behind the Trojan net off the draw. Wayzata initially possesses. Now near side, through center ice. Beal with a good stick, forces it into the corner. Now Childers and Beal plaster their man. Lundgren with it, he'll chip it up the boards. Just a little bit too far for him to regain control. Wesley with a good job though. But Childers with an initial stick on it goes too far. And here come the Trojans back into the zone, 3-on-2. Good job by the Whitehawks to close ranks there. And the Trojans not even able to get a shot off on that odd man opportunity. McGovern, yeah, that's going to be an easy call on a cross check. And a little bit with the Whitehawks on the power play. That was not a smart penalty there by the Wayzata player. Right in front of the referee, extends the arms. Going to make that a real easy call. And it'll bring Milady out with Koski, Piaski, Renke, and Childers. Koski will take the draw, won again by the Trojans. Whitehawks force some pressure initially, but the Trojans able to break the zone. Here they come into the Whitehawk end, shorthanded. Piaski pins his man against the boards. Shoulders into support. Pokes that puck loose. He eventually comes free to the Whitehawks. Koski with it. He'll drop it for Koski. He'll come into the zone. Good pressure by the Trojans. Back to Piaski. He walks it all the way down. Now Renke to Milady. He'll take a shot. Koski with a deflection in front of the net. Turned away by the Trojan goalie. Shoulders able to hold the zone. He'll go cross ice to Milady. Top of the circles, he'll dance. Tried to send that back to Childers. Good stick there by a Wayzata player, and it'll be a zone entry. Turned away by Wolke. The Whitehawks hurry, they're going to have an opportunity here. Koski has to hit the brakes at center ice, and he just throws it to no one. 48 seconds left on the power play. Whitehawks have done nothing with it. More shots by the Trojans than there have been for the Whitehawks. That's the third shot on goal in the power play for the Trojans. And I believe the Whitehawks have none. So not an efficient use of that initial minute and 15 seconds. It'll be Lundgren to take the center spot now. He'll get it to Beal. Beal's going to skate through some open ice. Eventually into the defender, forces it down into the zone. Zilka on the forecheck. Lundgren there, he's able to turn it back down behind the Wayzata goal. He's got possession. Not sure what to do with it. He eventually turns it over, and here comes Wayzata out of the zone. Behind the net, Wayzata's going to get there. Beal gets there first, though. Now poke free. S can't get it free, and that's going to end the power play with the Whitehawks not having an opportunity for a single shot. S with it. Sends it up ice. That's going to be icing. And what a waste of 2 minutes there by the Whitehawks. Faceoff's going to come all the way back down in front of the Whitehawk goalie. Score still 2-2. Shots in favor of the Trojans, 21-15. It's going to be Koski out with Zilka and Renke here to take the draw from the Whitehawk end. Off the draw back to Brown. His attempted clear goes off a Trojan player. Now held again by the Trojans. Koski bumps his man off the puck. He'll take possession. He's got a little bit of open ice. Can't find Renke on the pass, and the Trojans collect their own end. They're going to have to go all the way down behind their own net. Now they work their way out. They'll go cross ice. That pass too long. That'll be icing if it gets there. And it will. And we'll have a face-off down in front of the Trojan goalie. Koski wins that to Zilka. He's immediately turned over, and it's a 2-on-1. Back the other way. Shot deflected off Piaski's shin guard, turned into the corner, and the rebound too far for Wayzata to do anything with. Renke flips it up off the wall and out of the rink. And the faceoff will stay in the Whitehawk end. Childers out with Milady and S. Off the draw, it's on the stick of the Trojans in front of the net. Eventually S able to get to it, and he sticks it out of the zone. At center ice, Trojans go to work. Nifty D-to-D pass, and then he'll just feather it in from the red line. Piaski to it, he'll slap it far side. S can't get there. Now takes possession, but it's immediately sticked away by the Trojans. They'll work his way into the slot. Dangerous spot. Good stick there by Piaski to break up that shot attempt before it even had a chance. And now Milady with it. He'll come to Piaski. Piaski's got S. His shot. Oh! Hits the far pole and deflects in. And it makes it 3-2 Whitehawks. Great shot there by Piaski. As far to the right as it could have possibly been. Hits the post, ricochets, takes the home team bounce, and we're up 3-2 with 5:29 left in the third. It'll be Koski out now with Lundgren and Wesley. Koski wins it to Beal. Beal off the wall. Wayzata controlled initially, now Wesley able to poke it to Koski. Wayzata from their own end. Here they come through the neutral zone. Broken up there by Koski. Westonka goes D-to-D. Off the stick of Wesley and into the Trojan zone. They'll turn it right back around. Wesley rubs his man out along the boards. Nice job of maintaining possession there by the Wayzata player. He was able to get a puck on net. Wolke on kind of an awkward shot, able to get it covered. Took a couple of pokes there from a Wayzata player. And with 4:59, the Whitehawks remain up 1. That same group will stay on the ice for the Whitehawks. Puck drop, Koski. He's going to throw that behind the Whitehawk net. That'll be picked up there by Beal. He'll come to Wesley. Wesley tried to hit Koski coming through the slot. Incomplete pass, but it gets all the way out to center ice. Koski with it now. He's turned over by the Trojans. Good stick there by Beal. Lundgren can't find it though, and now Beal just shovels it out. And here come the Whitehawks onto the forecheck. Lundgren with Wesley. Trojans sort out the boards. Beal there. Wesley feathers it in or fires it into the Trojan end. Koski goes to work on the forecheck. He fights off 2 Trojans. And now they come clear with it through the neutral zone. Met by Beal at the blue line, and he just tosses it in behind the Whitehawk net. Lundgren there. Can't control Wesley. Gets a stick on it, but the puck's still clear. Now goes high off the glass behind the net. Out to the point, deflects in front, puck loose. Beal able to find it with his stick. Ties up his man initially. Now poke free, Wesley. Not able to get to it, and the shot makes it to Wolke. He's going to come out of the net and get a cover. Dicey little couple of seconds there for the Whitehawks as they had a puck just on a platter right in the slot, but the Trojans could not find it. And Wolke eventually able to come out of the net and make a cover, and the Whitehawks will get a draw. Childers will take it. He's out with Zoka and Renke. Controlled by Childers. He pokes it free. They're going to have a chance here. Childers. Zoka's pass off the skate of Renke as the Whitehawks were attempting a zone entry, and now it comes back out the other way. Renke breaks that up. He'll go back to Brown. Brown will go up the ice to Piaski. He can't quite get there, and the puck goes all the way in behind the Trojan net. Trojans able to hit a stretch pass. Piaski does a hell of a job getting back, but he's going to get called for a trip. And it'll put the Trojans on the power play with 3:19 left. Heck of a job by Piaski to get back and get in the way of that shot. Unfortunately, it resulted in a trip. And so the Whitehawks will be on the the penalty kill. It'll be Koski out with Milady, Beal, and McGovern to take this shift. This is where the Trojans had one of their 2 goals. Milady able to send it free into the Trojan end. They're going to have to work from there. Milady, good job on the forecheck, harassing the Trojan defenders. They're going to have to burn some seconds behind the net, trying to make a play. Eventually they get clear. And now they'll try to come cross ice. That'll be intercepted by Koski. He takes a big hit at the blue line. Doesn't get it dumped in, and now here come the Trojans into the zone. Tries to go cross ice. That pass too high. Now out to the point. Along the far side wall. Shot, save. Trojans work now behind the Whitehawk net. Held by the defender out at the blue line. Goes D to D, drops it behind the net. Try to loop to the center, now back out to the point. They're going to try to find a man in the middle. They can't. Puck loose, and the Whitehawks able to get it cleared. It'll be an icing, but that's an icing you'll take if you're a Whitehawk fan. We'll give them a chance to change, and they burned 1 minute and 5 seconds of that penalty. 2:14 left on the penalty, and it's now Childers out with Beal, Lundgren, and McGovern. Trojans win the draw. They'll come cross ice. Lundgren doesn't quite get closed out. Puck loose in front of the net. Childers fires that one down. That's actually on goal. Goalie can't control it, turns it away. Lundgren's going to get there first. He's got Childers. He can't control it, and so the Trojans are going to come back free with it. A precious seconds off the clock here on the penalty as they work to re-enter the zone. Shot broken up by Brown initially. Rebound sent over the net. Wayzata pulls the goalie, so it's 6-on-4. Beal with it behind the net. Now the Trojans come free. Tries to tuck it. Wolke gets a cover. And with 1:31 left in the game and 12 seconds left on the penalty, we'll see what Wayzata does here with the goalie. Koski and Milady out with McGovern and Brown. 6 Trojans on the ice. Shot, Wolke easily gets that one in the glove. He'll squeeze it. The game clock going to play a role here. It's down to 1:46. We only got 1:25 on the game clock. Whitehawks are going to change. Brown for Childers. They're going to send Childers back off and leave Brown on. Mulaney's going to take the draw. It's going to come free. That's going to be sent to open ice and sent down the ice. That'll be icing. But with 1:21 left on the game clock, we're going to not be able to finish. 1:19 left on the timer. 1:11 left on the game clock, and here the Whitehawks will change. Power play over. Childers out. Puck loose. Shot. That's going all the way down the ice, just wide. Smart play by the Whitehawks here as a little gamesmanship on the game clock as that continues to tick at 49-48 seconds left. The master clock. Koski off the draw, won by the Trojans, tied up by Lundgren. Koski able to send it out. That could be on net, and it is 4-2 Whitehawks. Koski dumped it clear, and it finds its way into the back of the net. And that should do it as the game clock ticks down. 22 seconds, 21-20. Whitehawks will win this likely 4-2. In a hell of a debut by Wolke. Saw 26 shots, saved 24 of them. That'll be the game. 7 seconds left on the clock. Whitehawks will take home the W. Big win there in district play. We will be in Hutchinson for a tournament starting tomorrow. Or sorry, it's not Thursday. I keep thinking it's Thursday, and sadly it's only Wednesday. Starting Friday, we'll have Sauk Rapids, Minnesota River, Waconia, and Hutchinson over the course of the weekend. And then we will be off for a little break over the holidays. So we'll see you Friday night. Thanks for joining us this evening, and have a great night.